Welcome back to Red Edmonds Field for Game 2 of our doubleheader between Tusculum and Young Harris. The teams are getting ready for the start of Game 2 of our doubleheader. For Tusculum, it'll be Allison Pate pitching Game 2. She'll be opposed by Louisa Dizzy for the Young Harris Mountain Lions. The lineups for Game 2. For Young Harris, they will have the same lineup 1 through 9. Morgan Curley, the designated player, leading off. Emily Harris, the shortstop, bats second. Haley Shope at first base hits third. Grace Bodai at second base hits fourth. Jill Torres, a catcher, hits fifth. Carly Rigsby at third base bats sixth. Kristen Lazardi in center field hits seventh. Michaelan Bingham in right field hits eighth. And Biz Walters, the left fielder, batting ninth. They will face Tusculum right-hander Allison Pate. Pate 5 wins, 4 losses this season for the Pioneers with a earned run average of 3.99. She's making her 9th start, 15th appearance, 5-4 record, 59 2/3 innings, 68 hits, 34 earned runs, 17 walks, 33 strikeouts. An opponent's hitting .278 against Allison Pate. Pate is a junior from Wilson, North Carolina. So she will get the start here in game number 2 for the Pioneers. Tusculum's defense in game 2 is one change in the defense in game 2. Taylor Battle will play left field. Morgan Mahaffey in center field. Emily White gets the start in right field in game 2. Around the infield, Taylor Johnson at third, Sammy West at short, Brittany France at second, and Emily Hester at first base, and Emma Casey catching for Allison Pate. So the Pioneers set for game number 2. Young Harris winning game 1 by a score of 2-1. So here we go as Morgan Curley will lead off for Young Harris to start the ball game. Curley in game 1 was 0 for 4 with a strikeout. She's hitting .315 with a home run and 19 runs batted in. So game 2 of this doubleheader between Tusculum and Young Harris. Glad you could join us this afternoon. Jim Miller with you. Our producer is Nick Forsberg as we start game 2 at 4:54 p.m. 47 degrees, sunny skies with the wind still blowing out to right field. Pitch is taken for a ball. 2 balls and no strikes. Two balls and no strikes to count to Morgan Curley. That's taken for ball 4. So Curley's the leadoff base runner for Emily Harris, the shortstop. Harris was 1 for 4 in game 1 with a double. She's hitting .349 this season with no home runs, 7 runs batted in. First pitch from Pate is bounded to third. Throw to France covering at first in time for the out, 5-4 on the sacrifice. As Curley takes second. With 1 out for the first baseman, Haley Shope. Shope was 1 for 3 in game 1 with a walk, and she scored the first run of the game on a single by Jill Torres in the 6th inning. Shope hitting .289, 5 home runs, 14 runs batted in. First pitch is taken for a strike by Haley Shope. Tusculum beach volleyball with the win today over Carson Newman, 3-2. They're now 7-10 on the season. Pitch is hit to third. It hit the bag and goes through for a base hit. Moving up to third base will be the runner Curley. That's going to be a hit for Shope as she literally hit the bag with that ground ball.
The second baseman, number 21, Grace Bodai.
Grace Bodai, the second baseman, will bat. Bodai in game 1 was 0 for 1 officially with a walk and a sacrifice. She's hitting .302 with 3 home runs and 18 runs batted in. Runners at first and third with 1 out. Pitch is taken for a strike. One strike to count Pitch is low, 1 ball, 1 strike. One pitch, inside, 2-1. 2 balls and 1 strike to count to Grace Bodai. 2-1's high, 3-1. Three balls and 1 strike to count to Grace Bodai, with Curley at third, Shope at first. Pitch is a strike, it's a full count. 3-2 the count. Pete's pitch, fouled back, still full count. Three balls, 2 strikes to count to Bodai. This ball is hit to short. Slowly, the runner will score. West throw to first in time for the out. Coming in to score is Curley as Shope moves up to second. It's RBI for Bodai, her 19th of the season.
Now batting the catcher, number 24, Jill Torres.
So with 2 outs, it'll bring up Jill Torres, the catcher. Torres was 1 for 3 with an RBI in Game 1. She's hitting .358 with 6 homers, 36 RBIs. Takes that pitch for a ball, 1-0. Next pitch is in there for a strike, 1-1. One ball, 1 strike to count to Jill Torres. Pitch, low, 1-1. Two balls and 1 strike to count to Torres. Pitch, outside, 3-1. Wingate has just beaten Converse 6-1 in Game 2 of their doubleheader to finish off a sweep, 7-1 and 6-1. 3-1 pitch, low ball 4. Torres walks, and it'll bring up the third baseman, Carly Rigsby. Rigsby was 1 for 3 in Game 1. She's hitting .282 on the season, 2 home runs, 16 runs batted in. The Pioneer infield will gather to discuss this turn of events. They will try to figure out how to go after the batter here with 2 outs. As Pate issues her second walk of the inning. Pate walked 17 batters in 59 2/3 innings coming into this game. So here's Rigsby. Pate's pitch, there for a strike. Pate did not pitch in yesterday's doubleheader. The last appearance came in relief against Mars Hill on Wednesday. That's there for a strike, 0-2. In that game, she took the loss, 3 2/3 innings of relief. Her last start was Game 2 of the doubleheader against Bloomsburg back on March 13th. And she has pitched out of the bullpen in the last 4 doubleheaders before yesterday. The 0-2 pitch is outside, 1-2. Tusculum has 4 pitchers on their staff, and all have gotten work this year. Ashley Scazzari, the only one who hasn't started a game, but she's pitched in 7 ball games, 10 appearances. Taylor Plemons pitched in both games yesterday. She's pitched most of any pitcher on the staff. This one's looped to center field where Morgan Mahaffey has it lined up to make the catch and end the inning. A run in the inning on a hit and 2 left on base. Half inning complete. It's Young Harris 1, Tusculum coming to bat on the Pioneer Sports Network.
Legendary discounts made Johnson City Toyota #1, and this month our discounts are huge with savings up to $5,600 on new Toyotas. Camrys are discounted up to $3,800, so ready, set, go to Johnson City Toyota and get your savings today.
Bottom of the first inning here, the Pioneers will face left-hander Louisa Dizzy for the Young Harris Mountain Lions. Dizzy making her 10th start of the season, 19th appearance. 4 wins, 5 losses, a 2.21 earned run average. 66 and 2/3 innings, 60 hits, 21 earned runs, 40 runs overall. 31 walks, 74 strikeouts. Opponents hitting .241 against Dizzy, who in those 66 and 2/3 innings has hit 21 batters. Dizzy, a senior out of Spring Hill, Florida, by way of Northwest Florida State College. Tusculum lineup will be Taylor Battle in left field, Sammy West, the shortstop, hitting second, Emily Hester at first base, hits third, Anna Alloway, the designated player, hits fourth, Taylor Johnson at third base, bats fifth, Emma Casey, the catcher, hitting sixth, Emily White in right field, bats seventh, Allison Pate will hit for herself in the 8th spot, and Brittany France, second base, hits ninth, Morgan Mahaffey flexing in center field. Dizzy's first pitch is way outside for a ball, 1-0. Battle, the only left-handed batter in the Tusculum lineup. She's hitting .343 with no home runs, 13 runs batted in. In game 1 of the doubleheader, she was 1 for 3 with a walk. Dizzy's pitch, taken for a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike to count to Taylor Battle. Battle, the senior out of Chattanooga. Kowalski, we saw in game 1, has started 21 of their 34 games, now 22 out of 35. Dizzy, her 10th start of the season. Maddie Green has made 2 starts. Kennedy Cotula has 1, and Cameron Dillard 1 start, as they have used 6 pitchers this season. One of them was Shope, who pitched a third of an inning. That ball is chopped foul by Battle. Still a ball and 2 strikes. Tusculum avoided being shut out for the first time this season in game 1 as they got a run in the bottom of the 7th inning when Chloe Freischmidt hit a pinch hit triple to right and then scored on an error on the relay throw. The 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss, got her. 1 down here in the first as Battle strikes out, and then it'll bring up the shortstop, Sammy West.
The shortstop, number 3.
West in game
Sammy
1
West.
was 1 for 3. She's batting now .325 on the season with a home run and 17 runs batted in. Dizzy's pitch, ball, 1-0. One ball and no strikes to count. Line up in the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Ball and a strike to count to Sammy West. Dizzy has allowed 3 home runs this season in 66 and 2/3 innings. Bunted down the first base line, and Shope will let it roll foul. It's a ball and 2 strikes to Sammy West. Emily Hester waiting on deck. So 1-2 the count to West. Here in game 2 of our doubleheader this afternoon here at Red Edmonds Field. Wind up the 1-2 pitch. Inside corner called strike 3. Gavin Cannon is calling balls and strikes in game 2 of this doubleheader. Brian Rowe working
The
first base.
baseman, number 21, Emily Hester.
So Emily Hester steps to the plate. Hester was 2 for 3 in game 1 with a double. Now batting .374 with 7 homers, 26 runs batted in, 11 two-base hits. Pitch to Hester up and in and hit her in the shoulder. Or the elbow. Or she had the elbow pad. It hit her up high in that left arm. She will
Now batting
jog down to
double
first
zero,
base.
Alloway.
That pitch came up and in and got her good. Yeah, kind of almost in the rib cage area. But in any case, Hester is a base runner with 2 outs. I said Dizzy, problems with hit batsmen, 22 hit batters now this season. Here's Anna Alloway. Alloway was 1 for 4 in game 1. Batting at .257, a home run, 13 runs batted in. Wind up and the pitch to Alloway is taken for a strike. 1 strike to count to Anna Alloway. Dizzy with the wind and the pitch, low and away, and ball and a strike. Going to appeal. And they say she swung. No balls and 2 strikes the count. So a swinging strike on Alloway, and it's 0-2. Nothing and 2 the count to Alloway, the pitch. Off her foot. She's hobbled in the batter's box. She fouled that one right off her left foot. Need a moment to walk it off, but seems to be okay. She is a designated player in the game, so no need to worry about taking the field. It's as cold as it is today, that'll probably ice up real quick. 0-2 the count, the pitch. Swing and a miss, got her. Alloway goes down swinging. Dizzy strikes out the side in the first inning, working around the 2-out hit batsman. End of 1. It's Young Harris 1, Tusculum 0 on the Pioneer Sports Network.
We are in Granger County, Tennessee, here at Pierce Farms, and the Pierce family has been working with Ingalls for over 30 years. It means a great deal supplying produce as a local farmer. It really touches base knowing that we're just simple people just trying to help, and we love what we do, and Ingalls is a huge part of helping us do it. Farming is who we are, and it's in our blood. God has really blessed us with the sun and the soil to grow the best tomatoes you'll find anywhere. I believe it's really in the soil. So if you're in Granger County and you farm tomatoes, then you're in. Just a great blessing on us to actually farm and be able to farm and to supply tomatoes to people. And Ingalls really cares about family farms like Pierce Farms, and they really care about their customers. We're just glad to be a part of that. God has blessed us with a really great partnership there. They make fresh local produce have real meaning for lots of people. I'm Shane Pierce, and this is my Ingalls story.
Johnson City Toyota is the #1 Toyota dealership in the Tri-Cities for the 4th year in a row. We sell more because we discount every vehicle every day. We give you a lifetime warranty and complimentary service. So I invite you to come see why Johnson City Toyota is #1.
Top of the second inning as Young Harris has the bottom third of their lineup coming up, led by the center fielder Kristen Lizardi. Lizardi in game one of the doubleheader was 1 for 2 with a walk and a stolen base. She is batting .300 on the year, no home runs, 7 runs batted in. Facing Allison Pate. First pitch is taken for a strike. One strike to count. The pitch is taken for a ball, 1-1. One ball, one strike to Kristen Lizardi. Chopped to second. Her to hurry is France, and base hit as Lizardi beat it out. Chopper towards second, and Lizardi with good wheels coming out of the left-handed box just beats it out for a base hit.
The right fielder, number 1, McKinley Bingham.
So, leadoff base runner for Young Harris. And that'll bring up McKinley Bingham, the right fielder. She'll take a strike. One strike to count to Bingham. Bingham in game number 1 of the doubleheader. Singled in 3 at-bats. Bunts it towards third. Johnson on to first with France covering in time for the out. Another 5-4 sacrifice. And Lizardi moves up to second for the left fielder, Biz Walters.
The left fielder, number 4, Biz Walters.
Is over 3 officially. She reached on an error, stole a base in game number 1. She is batting .173 on the season, 9 for 52. Shows bunt, takes the ball, 1-0. One ball and no strikes to count to Biz Walters. Bunts. And it's going to be a base hit as it got past the circle and got past everyone all the way out to France. So that's going to be an infield bunt single for Walters. And runners now at the corners. Third hit for the Mountain Lions, and they have runners at first and third with 1 out for the top of the order. The designated player, Morgan Curley. Curley walked and scored in the first.
The designated player, number 22, Morgan Curley.
Tusculum women's tennis team winning today over Bluefield State 0 as they finished a perfect 7-0 month. Beach volleyball beat Carson Newman 3-2. Men's tennis was winning over Bluefield State at last report. Pitch is high for a ball, and it'll be a stolen base for Walters, her second steal of the day. Strike 1 to count to Curley. Infield in the 0-1 pitch. High 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike to count to Morgan Curley. One and one the count. Pate's pitch. Line towards short. It's in the left field for a base hit. In to score is Lizardi. Holding up at third is Walters. Is going to second on the throw is Curley. And she has an RBI single. And it's 2-0 Mountain Lions. As Curley just lined that one in the hole to left field. West had the dive on it but couldn't come up with it.
Shortstop Emily
So
Harris.
it's a 2-0 lead now for Young Harris. And they're looking for more with runners at second and third, one out. Emily Harris will bat. She sacrificed her first time up. Pate's pitch. Lined up the middle. That'll go into center field for a base hit. In to score is Walters. Coming around is Curley. She will score. The throw down to second. In time for the out. That'll be 8-2-6 on the out at second base. But it's a 2-run single for Harris. It's for the second out of the inning. And it's 4-0.
The first base.
5 hits now
3,
for Young
Haley
Harris.
Schultz.
As Harris with those 2 RBIs now with 9 on the season. Here's Shope. Takes that one low for a ball, 1-0. Shope singled in the first inning. And a ball that literally hit third base and bounced past Taylor Johnson into left field. Pitch. Jammed her, and she fouls one down the third base side, a ball and a strike to Haley Shope. 4-0 Young Harris here in the second. No activity in the Tusculum bullpen. This will be Pate's game for the time being as that pitch is fouled back to the screen, ball and 2 strikes. One and 2 the count to Shope. 2 outs here in the second. Pate's 1-2 pitch. Line fouled, still a ball and 2 strikes. One and 2 the count to Haley Shope. Wind up the 1-2 pitch. Jammed again, fouled away, and it'll go out of play. Behind the Tusculum dugout. The 1-2 the count remains. Allison Pate with the windup and the 1-2 pitch. Inside, 2-2. Two balls and 2 strikes. Pitch outside, full count. Three and 2 the count to Shope. Pitch hit foul, still a full count. We'll be back here 1 week from today, Sunday, April the 7th against Limestone for a non-conference doubleheader beginning at 2 o'clock. As of this moment, there are 9 doubleheaders left on the schedule, 4 at home, 5 away. The possibility of Erskine doubleheaders still being rescheduled. That still remains to be announced. 3-2 pitch, sky to left field, back goes Battle to the track, to the wall. She looks up, and cutting through that wind is Haley Shope to hit a solo home run and make it a 5-0 lead for the Mountain Lions. Shope's sixth home run of the season, as she hit that 3-2 pitch way up in the air. And it just kept going and over the fence for a home run, the first home run of the day.
The second baseman, number 21,
Young
Grace
Harris.
Botta.
Solo home run for Shope. Give her 15 RBIs now in the season. And Grace Botta will bat. She grounded out and knocked in a run back in the first. The Pioneers in an early hole here as they're down 5-0 in the second inning. But the good news is they've still got 6 at-bats left. Try and do something about it. Pate's first pitch. Hit towards short, deep short. West long throw is wide of the bag, but that'll be a base hit for Bodai. 7th hit for Young Harris, her first hit of the afternoon.
Now batting the catcher,
Home
number
run allowed by
24.
Pate was the 7th
Jill
she's given
Torres.
up this season. Now it's Jill Torres at the plate. Torres walked in the first inning. Pate with the windup in the pitch. High, off the glove of Casey, and that'll go to the backstop. That'll be a wild pitch on Pate as that ball was up and out of the zone, and Casey was able to get a glove on it, but unable to really slow it down. So a wild pitch moves Bodai up to second base. That's in there for a strike. 1-1 the count to Jill Torres. Pate with the windup and the 1-1 pitch. Low and in the dirt, 2-1. Good block there by Casey. 2 balls and 1 strike to count. Two and 1 the count. The pitch. Foul back to the screen. 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Two-two pitch. High is a full count. Three balls, 2 strikes. Pitch. Fouled away, still a full count. Three and 2 the count to Jill Torres, with Carly Rigsby waiting on deck. Pitch lined down the left field line, it's in for a hit. Battle comes up with it quickly, her throw into the plate, and it gets away from Casey, and in to score will be Bodai. Moving up to second base is Torres on the error that will go to Battle on the throw. Torres will get an RBI single out of it, and it's 6-0. And that'll be a throwing error on the Pioneers to make it 6-zip. Time is called. And we're going to have an umpire discussion. Not sure what they're talking about. Well, in any case, we'll get back to action here.
Now batting the third baseman, Carly Rigsby.
Carly Rigsby will bat as the Mountain Lions have hit around in this inning, 5 runs. They've had 6 consecutive hits. The only outs of the inning were on a sacrifice bunt and a runner tagged out on the bases after a 2-run single. Rigsby, if you really look at it, Rigsby's the only player in the game for Young Harris who has not had a productive out in one way or the other. She flied out to end the first inning. She takes that one inside for a strike. Now the Pioneers will try and get the bats going in the second inning. Their half of this second inning, trailing 6-0. Pitch. Right there for a strike. It's 0-2 to Rigsby. Young Harris just 6 hits in the first game. scored 2 runs both in the 6th inning. Now they've got 6 runs on 8 hits so far here in game number 2. Pate's pitch is high, 1-2. One ball and 2 strikes the count to Carly Rigsby, the junior out of McDonough, Georgia. 1-2. Called strike 3 on the outside corner. That'll do it for the 2nd inning, but Young Harris gets 5 runs in the inning on 7 hits, an error, and 1 left on base. Middle of the 2nd, a lot of softball left to play. Tusculum trailing 6-0 on the Pioneer Sports Network.
Legendary discounts made Johnson City Toyota #1, and this month our discounts are huge with savings up to $5,600 on new Toyotas. Camrys are discounted up to $3,800, so ready, set, go to Johnson City Toyota and get your savings today.
The first date. Only one chance to make that first impression. Don't worry, this might be new for you, but Ingalls has been there before. From flowers to the freshest ingredients, we have everything you need to put your best foot forward.
I'm so sorry.
Remember, you can't get to happily ever after without once upon a time.
Wow, it's funny running into you.
Ingalls, all the ingredients for family.
Bottom of the 2nd inning coming up here at Red Edmonds Field with Tusculum trailing Young Harris by a score of 6-0. It'll be the 5, 6, and 7 hitters for the Pioneers. Taylor Johnson will lead it off. Johnson, Emma Casey, and Emily White due up here in the 2nd for the Pioneers.
Leading off for the Pioneers.
Johnson,
Number 20.
in game 1 of the doubleheader,
Johnson.
was 0 for 3. She is batting at .276 this season with 3 home runs and 18 runs batted in. Johnson, the junior out of Spring Hill, Tennessee, Independence High School. And she's in there to face left-hander Louisa Dizzy. First pitch, line foul down the right side, 1 strike to Taylor Johnson. Lineup and the 0-1 pitch. Line foul, 0-2. The balls and 2 strikes counts Taylor Johnson leading off the bottom of the 2nd. Wind up the 0-2 pitch. Foul right side again, 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes, count to Taylor Johnson, leading off the 2nd. Dizzy's pitch, called strike 3. And throw down to first in time for the out. So 1 out here in the 2nd. It'll bring up Emma Casey, the catcher.
The catcher, number 11, Emma Casey.
Casey in game 1 was 1 for 3. She's batting .277 with 1 home run, 15 runs batted in. Dizzy's pitch, low for a ball, 1-0. Pitch is lined up the middle. Over to her left is the shortstop Harris, and throw on to first is in time for the out. As ball hit and kind of killed of its forward momentum, and in time for the out is throw to first. So now at the plate for the Pioneers is the right fielder Emily White. White making her second start of the season. Career 200 hitter. This year she's 2 for 3 at the plate, 3 for 15 in her career. Frequent pinch runner for the Pioneers over the years, including game 1 of this doubleheader. The last at bat was all the way back on February the 14th against Converse. This one is looped to shallow left field, but going back is the shortstop Harris to make the catch, and the side is retired. 1-2-3 inning for Dizzy in the second. We go to the third with Young Harris leading 6-0 on the Pioneer Sports Network.
Hello, my name is Jacob Fate, and I'm the Dean of the College of Business at Tusculum University. I'm proud to share with you that the programs in the College of Business received accreditation through ACBSP in December of 2018. The Accreditation Council for Business Schools and Programs accredits business schools and programs worldwide. This accreditation elevates our programs to the top programs worldwide.
Family.
Food's here!
What's it mean to you?
We got lunch.
To us, it means the people you care about, look out for, and yeah, love. Even if you'd never let them hear you say it.
Hey, you're eating hummus?
What's wrong with hummus?
Here at Ingalls, we have everything you need to gather around the table and give each other a hard time. Because that's what families do. Ingalls. All the ingredients for family.
New battery for the Pioneers as we go to the top of the third inning. Chloe Freischmidt is now in the game at catcher, as we believe this is her first appearance behind the plate this year for the Pioneers. She's the third string catcher and getting a chance to get some experience behind the plate. And the new pitcher is Ashley Scozzari.
It's number 8, Ashley Scozzari.
Scozzari on the season, making her 8th appearance. They've all been out of the bullpen. She's 1-1 with a save of 4.90 ERA. 10 innings, 13 hits, 7 runs all earned, 3 walks, 5 strikeouts. An opponent's hitting .325 against Ashley Scozzari, the sophomore out of Mooresville, North Carolina. So this is Scozzari against Lizardi here to lead off the third inning. Lizardi singled and scored back in the second. Scozzari's last appearance was in relief against Mars Hill in game 1 of their doubleheader on Wednesday. She pitched 3 2/3 innings of relief, took the loss, gave up 4 runs. Scozzari has pitched well at home this year in 4 appearances. She's allowed 1 run. That was a sharp shot off of West. She is still down as going into second base. That will be a double. And West is hurt, as she took that ground ball right off the ankle, as kind of blocked out there by the umpire, but that ball was hit hard. And of course, it then kicked into the foul territory far enough for Lizardi to get to second. So a tough day for the Pioneers, just going even worse here, as West, the shortstop, is down, having taken that ground ball off the ankle. If you've ever gotten hit on that the bone part where the little knob sticks out there on the ankle, that run into the end table or something like that, imagine getting hit by a softball that gets fired off the bat like that. That is not fun. And so she's getting looked at as head coach Julie Hubner is out there, along with athletic trainer Jenna Teague, taking a look at Sammy West. Emily Hester over to help her up. We'll see if she's able to put any weight on it and stay in the ball game. If she can't, we'll likely see Brittany France move over to shortstop, and she's going to come off the field. So West will depart. France has already moved over to the shortstop position, and we'll see who comes in to play second base. Some options for the Pioneers defensively here. We'll see who they call on, it'll be Anna Alloway. Alloway has played some second base for the Pioneers, and she'll get a chance here this afternoon as she'll come out of the DP spot. So that's gonna move some stuff around. That would bring Mahaffey into the lineup. She's in the flex position. So we'll see how this all shakes out here. But Alloway looks like she's going to go into second base. France will go to shortstop. And then I believe that would bring in the flex, Mahaffey, into the 2 spot in the batting order. So that's the changes. Anna Alloway comes into second base out of the flex position. Brittany France goes to shortstop.
Now playing at second base for the Pioneers, 0-0, Anna Alloway. Now at shortstop, Brittany France.
So a double for Lizardi to lead off the third. And Scazzari will face Bingham. And she offered the pitch, 1 strike to Michaelin Bingham. Bingham sacrificed her first time up. 6-0, Young Harris leads it here in the third. The second time this season that West has had to leave a game because of injury. Earlier this season, and trying to recall the game exactly, I think it was against Bloomsburg, but I'm not sure. Davis and Elkins, that's right. It was against Davis and Elkins. That one is looped to right field, over the head of the right fielder White and going all the way to the fence. Around third comes Lizardi. She'll score. Digging for third is Bingham. The throw gets away from Johnson, but backed up by Taylor Battle wisely, as Bingham has a triple and an RBI, and it's 7-0. Bingham's 3rd RBI of the season. She's in third with nobody out. Anyway, the story with West is that against Davis and Elkins in Game 2 of that doubleheader, there was a pop-up that she was chasing, and she missed the ball with the glove. Unfortunately, the ball caught her in the face, and she had to leave the game at that point. And she wound up missing the next doubleheader against Lees McCrae before coming back to the lineup. So hopefully it's precautionary only for Sammy West, and that she can be ready to go Tuesday against Carson Newman. Meanwhile, the batter is Biz Walters, and she takes a strike. Walters reached on a bunt single, stole a base, and scored a run back in the second. Shows bunt, takes the ball 1-1. So 7-0, Young Harris here in the 3rd inning. They will have gotten through the lineup twice before the bottom of the Tusculum lineup has even batted once. Scazzari's pitch, low, 2 balls and a strike. Two and 1 the count to Biz Walters. Scazzari's pitch, outside, 3-1. Three balls and a strike, the count to Walters. The 3-1 pitch, ball 4. So runners at the corners now with nobody out. For the leadoff batter, Morgan Curley. She walked and scored in the first, singled home a run and scored in the second.
22, Morgan Curley.
After this doubleheader, Young Harris will be home Wednesday to take on Shorter. And then Saturday they'll have Columbus State at home. And then on Sunday, next Sunday, April 7th, they'll be home with Georgia Southwestern. So 3 doubleheaders at home coming up for these Mountain Lions. Their conference schedule will conclude on April 26th in the Peach Belt Conference Tournament. will be in Dahlonega, Georgia, May 3rd and 4th. Conference at the Circle, as the Pioneers trying to get outs. Trailing at 7-0 here in the third inning. 10 hits in the game, all for Young Harris. Curley with her 2 runs scored, now with 19 runs scored of the season. Now Walker, 26th of the year. So the Circle Conference breaks up, and the Pioneers ready to go. Curley in that left-hand batter's box as Scozzari winds the pitch. Low for a ball. Here comes the runner from third, the flip to the plate, in time for the out. So Freischmidt recovered and flipped to Scozzari covering in time for the out. Walters moves up to second on the throw. 1 ball and no strikes to count to Curley. So Tusculum catching a break there as Bingham tried to score on the pitch that got away, but not to be. The 1-0 pitch. There for a strike, 1-1. One ball and 1 strike to count to Morgan Curley. Scozzari, 1-1 pitch. Good foul. It's ball and 2 strikes. One and 2 the count to Curley. Scozzari's 1-2 pitch. High, 2-2. Winston-Salem State beat Anderson 5-4 in Game 2 of that doubleheader. They scored 2 in the bottom of the 7th to win it. Called third strike. Curley is out for the second out of the inning.
The shortstop, number 11, Emily Harris.
Emily Harris, the shortstop bat. She sacrificed in the first and a 2-run single in the second. Winston-Salem State's 22-4. Tusculum's scheduled to go there on the Saturday of Easter weekend, April the 20th. For a makeup doubleheader. First pitch is taken for a ball by Harris. One ball and no strikes to count. Pitch shows bunt. Takes a ball, 2-0. 2-0 the count to Emily Harris with Haley Shope, the first baseman, waiting on deck. Scozzari's pitch. She takes a cut at it and misses. 2 balls and a strike. She tried to slap at it. Two and 1 the count. Pitch. Slapped up the middle, off second base into center field for a base hit. Around third comes Walters. She'll score. And it's 8-0. Second time in this game that a Young Harris batter has hit a ball off the base. Shope, who's batting now, did it in the first inning off third, and now Harris hits one off second.
First baseman number 3, Haley Shope.
One more to go. Here's Shope. She singled in the first and hit a solo home run in the second. Scozzari's pitch. Inside, 1-0. One ball and no strikes to count to Haley Shope. Scozzari's pitch, outside, 1-1. For 2 balls and no strikes, 2-0 to count. Two balls, no strikes to count to Shope. Harris, the runner at first base, now 2 for 2 with 3 RBIs. Wind up in the pitch. Low and outside, 3-0. Bodai waits on deck. Three and 0 the count. Pitch. Blown in, ball 4. Second walk issued by Scozzari. So 2 on and 2 out for Grace Bodai. She grounded out to knock in a run in the
Second baseman,
first.
21,
Singled and
Grace
scored
Bodai.
in the second. Rigsby, the only batter in the lineup that does not have a hit. She's 0 for 2. Pitch to Bodai is taken for a strike. One strike to count to Grace Bodai. The 0-1 pitch. Hit to left field. Battle tracking it in foul territory. She hasn't lined up and she'll make the catch for the 3rd out of the inning. But for Young Harris in that inning, 2 runs, 3 hits, and 2 left on base. Middle of the 3rd, it's Young Harris 8, Tusculum nothing on the Pioneer Sports Network.
Tusculum University is Tennessee's first university. Established in 1794, Tusculum's beautiful campus is nestled in the foothills of the Great Smoky Mountains. Students from 31 states and 15 countries have found a home here. With nearly 60 areas of study, Tusculum can help you pioneer your path to success. Visit www.tusculum.edu or call 423-636-7300 to discover the Pioneer experience for yourself.
Bottom of the 3rd inning with Tusculum trailing 8-0. The run in the first, 5 in the second, 2 in the third for Young Harris. And Ashley Scozzari, the pitcher, will lead off the bottom of the 3rd. Scozzari this season at the plate is 0 for 1. She's 0 for 2 in her career. She batted against Lise McCrae. Coach Julie Hubner with the lineup card out, possibly giving some more changes here. Not surprised me to see her clear out the bench a little bit. So Scozzari getting ready to bat. Scozzari will lead off. Facing the left-hander, Louisa Dizzy. First pitch, there for a strike. Scazzari, France, and battle the scheduled batters. We'll see who winds up hitting in this inning. Pitch. And Scazzari hits herself a base hit in the left center field. First hit of her career. She is the leadoff base runner. And Brittany France will bat. France moved over to shortstop after West left with the injury in the second inning.
Now to plate the shortstop, Brittany France.
Third inning. So France, a .286 hitter, no home runs, 11 runs batted in. Batting for the first time in this game. And she loops that one foul down the right side. One strike to Brittany France. So Scazzari gets the first hit of the game for the Pioneers. Pitch, low and in the dirt, a ball and a strike. One ball and one strike to count to Brittany France. Wind up the 1-1 pitch. Hit in the hole, there's a base hit for France. Scazzari will stop at second base, and the Pioneers have their first two on here in the third. Taylor Battle will bat. Battle struck out her first time up.
Number 6, Taylor Battle.
So a good start for the Pioneers here in the third as they have runners at first and second with nobody out. Pitch to Battle. She slaps one foul, one strike. No balls and one strike to count to Taylor Battle. Wind up in the pitch. Slap foul, no balls and two strikes. Nothing in two the count to Battle. Wind up the pitch. Outside, 1-2. One ball and two strikes to count to Taylor Battle. Pitch. Chop foul, still 1-2. The Battle will dig back in, down in the count, a ball and two strikes. Dizzy has struck out 4 so far. 1-2. Make it 5 as she strikes out Battle, swinging for the first out of the inning.
Pinch hitting for the Pioneers, number 26, Tori West.
Tori West will be the pinch hitter for the Pioneers. West is 1 for 3 this season at the plate. She's been used a lot as a pinch runner. She has scored 6 runs. Her hit came against New Haven back on March the 9th. That pitch is taken for a strike. Her last at bat was against Newberry back on March the 23rd. Career, she has 2 hits and 9 at bats with an RBI. Tough spot here, batting against the lefty. But she lines that to short. The catch is made. Throw over to first. Not in time. Is back in with the dive is France. So West made good contact, but unfortunately for her, it was right at the shortstop Harris for the second out. Emily Hester will bat with 2 on and 2 out. Hester was hit by a pitcher first time up.
Emily Hester.
A chance for Hester to Get the Pioneers back in this game quickly. And mindful of that, we're going to have a conference in the circle as head coach Kayla Lucas comes out to discuss Hester with Dizzy. Pioneers have been swept in a doubleheader just once this season at home. That was by Lees McRae back on February the 26th by scores of 3-1 and 2-1. And the discussion is over. So here we go. Is back in, stepping in is Emily Hester. First pitch from Dizzy, hit to center field. Lizardi charging, and she can't get it as it drops in for a hit. In to score is Scazzari. Over to third goes France, and it's 8-1. Lizardi charged in on that one as Hester didn't get all of it, but she got enough of it. And Lizardi came in to try and make the catch, just could not come up with the ball as it drops in for a base hit. And Scazzari scores to make it 8-1. Hester's RBI, her 27th of the season. Anna Alloway will bat with runners at the corners and 2 outs. Pitch right back to the circle off of Dizzy. It's going to be a base hit, and it's going to be another run for the Pioneers. So Alloway delivers another single right back to the box as France scores, and it's 8-2. Alloway's RBI are 14th of the season. Now Taylor Johnson.
Number 20, Taylor Johnson.
Johnson struck out looking in the second. But Johnson batting with 2 on the pitch, lined foul down the right side. One strike the count to Taylor Johnson. Dizzy's pitch, inside corner, strike 2. Nothing in 2 the count to Taylor Johnson. The 0-2 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. The inning is over. The Pioneers do get 2 runs in the inning on 4 hits and 2 left on base. After 3, it's Young Harris 8, Tusculum 2 on the Pioneer Sports Network.
Legendary discounts made Johnson City Toyota #1, and this month our discounts are huge with savings up to $5,600 on new Toyotas. Camrys are discounted up to $3,800, so ready, set, go to Johnson City Toyota and get your savings today.
The first date. Only one chance to make that first impression. Don't worry. This might be new for you, but Ingalls has been there before. From flowers to the freshest ingredients, we have everything you need to put your best.
Top of the fourth inning here with Young Harris leading 8-2. Leading off is going to be the catcher Jill Torres. She walked and singled in her first two at bats. Pitch from Scazzari's in the outside corner, 1 ball and 1 strike. One and 1 the count. 2 balls and 1 strike. Two and 1 the count to Jill Torres. That is a ball. 3 balls and 1 strike. Three-one pitch is smothered foul at the plate. And it's still 3-2. Almost spun back fair. Three balls and 2 strikes the count. Three and 2 the count. Scazzari's pitch hit foul right side. Still 3-2. Three and 2 the count. Torres leading off the fourth. Pitch, line down the left field line. Battle can't get it. It gets past her. He goes all the way to the fence. Torres will roll into second base with a leadoff double. Her second hit of the game. So a leadoff double for Torres. And that'll bring up Rigsby, the third baseman. She's flied out and struck out. Except we have a pinch runner first. Torres will step off the field, and in is Kara Straub, who ran in game 1, scored 1 of the 2 runs for Young Harris.
Your attention, ladies and gentlemen, pinch running at second base for Young Harris, number 8, Kara Straub.
So a runner at second base with nobody out. First pitch is taken for a strike.
Now batting, Carly Rigsby.
1 strike to Carly Rigsby. One is hit to short. France stays down on it. Throw across is in time. Straub will move over to third base. So 1 down here in the fourth. And the center fielder, Kristen Lazardi, will bat. Lazardi singled and scored in the second, doubled and scored in the third.
The center fielder, Kristen Lazardi.
So here's Lizardi. Infield in at the corners. Pitch is taken for a strike. One strike to count. The pitch. Outside corner, strike two. No balls and 2 strikes to count to Lizardi. Go-to pitch, line foul, still 0-2. Eight to 2, Young Harris leading. They've out-hit Tusculum 12-4. No balls and 2 strikes to count. The pitch chopped foul down the third base line, as having to duck out of the way was the runner Straub. So the count holds at no balls and 2 strikes. Pitch is low, 1-2. So 1-2 the count to Lizardi. Scazzeri's pitch, chopped to third. Johnson's throw across is in time. The runner won't be able to advance on that. 2 outs here in the 4th. And the right fielder, McKellen Bingham, will bat. Bingham has sacrificed and tripled home run.
The right fielder, McKellen Bingham.
First pitch is taken for a ball. One ball and no strikes to count to Bingham. Next pitch is taken for a strike, 1-1. One ball and 1 strike to count to Bingham. Bunted down the third baseline. It'll be a base hit. Now the runner is hung up between third and home. Chasing her back is Scazzeri. The tag out at third base. So a bunt single for Bingham, but Straub gets caught off third base and is out 1 unassisted to end the inning. Some crazy base runnings in this one here for Young Harris, despite the 8 runs on the board. So we're through 3.5. It's Young Harris 8, Tusculum 2 on the Pioneer Sports Network.
Legendary discounts made Johnson City Toyota #1, and this month our discounts are huge with savings up to $5,600 on new Toyotas. Camrys are discounted up to $3,800, so ready, set, go to Johnson City Toyota and get your savings today.
The first date. Only one chance to make that first impression. Don't worry, this might be new for you, but Ingalls has been there before. From flowers to the freshest ingredients, we have everything you need to put your best foot forward.
I'm so sorry.
Remember, you can't get to happily ever after.
Bottom of the fourth inning for the Pioneers. It's leading off is the catcher Chloe Freischmidt, her first at bat of the game. She batted in game #1 and hit it bottom of the fourth inning with Tusculum trailing 8-2. Pitch is fouled away. 1 ball and 1 strike. One and 1 the count to Chloe Freischmidt. Freischmidt followed by White and Scazzari here in the fourth. And hits her. Freischmidt hit by a pitch, second batter that Dizzy has hit in the game. As you see her on the replay, Dizzy just up and in and right off the shoulder. Freischmidt just takes the jog down to first base. Emily White, the batter. White popped up to short her first time up, making her second start of the season. First pitch to White is fouled away. No balls and 1 strike. Nothing in 1 the count to Emily White. White, the senior out of Milford, Michigan. The 0-1 pitch, chopped foul, nothing in 2. No balls and 2 strikes to count to Emily White. Freischmidt on at first. Long look by Dizzy, the 0-2 pitch. Swing and miss, struck her out. 6 strikeout for Dizzy, 1 down here in the fourth. Ashley Scazzari will bat. Scazzari singled and back in the third inning to score 1. First career hit. Dizzy winds the pitch in the dirt, 1 ball and no strikes. One 0 pitch in there for a strike, 1-1. One ball and 1 strike to count to Ashley Scazzari. Inside corner, strike 2. One ball, 2 strikes to count to Ashley Scazzari. Dizzy's pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. 2 strikeouts in the inning for Dizzy. 8 for the game. Brittany France, shortstop of that with 2 outs. And Freischmidt still at first. France singled and scored in the third. Wind up in the first First pitch to France. Taken for a ball, 1-0. 1 ball and no strikes to count to France. Next pitch. Outside, 2-0. 2-0 the count. The windup and the pitch. Fouled back. That's 2 balls and a strike to France. Two and 1 the count. Pitch. Hit slowly towards third. Cutting across is the third baseman, Rigsby, and she makes the throw across in time for the out. Leadoff hit batsman and nothing else in the 4th for the Pioneers. We go to the 5th. It's Young Harris 8, Tusculum 2 on the Pioneer Sports Network.
Family.
Food's here!
What's it mean to you?
We got lunch.
To us, it means the people you care about, look out for, and yeah, love. Even if you'd never let them hear you say it.
Hey, you're eating hummus?
What's wrong with hummus?
Here at Ingalls, we have everything you need to gather around the table and give each other a hard time. Because that's what families do. Ingalls. All the ingredients for family.
Ready, set, go to Johnson City Toyota, where new Tacomas start at $309 a month with 0 down. Drive the all-new RAV4 for $209 a month or save over $4,000 on Highlander. See more great deals at JohnsonCityToyota.com.
We're off to the top of the 5th inning with Tusculum trailing Young Harris 8-2. Jim Miller with you this afternoon on the Pioneer Sports Network. Our producer is Nick Forsberg. Glad you could join us for doubleheader softball today. Young Harris winning the opener 2-1. They lead game 2 8-2 as we go to the top of the 5th inning. Biz Walters, the left fielder, will lead off. She has scored 2 runs, single and a stolen base in the second, score 1 of the runs, and then walking in the third. Also scoring a run there. Facing Ashley Scozzari, who came on to start the 3rd inning. First pitch shows bunt, takes the ball. Scozzari has allowed 2 runs on 5 hits. 13 hits overall for Young Harris in this game through 4 innings. Scozzari's 1-0 pitch hit towards second, and France makes the play in time for the out. So 1 up and 1 down here in the 5th.
Now batting, it's the top of the order.
And the designated player, Morgan Curley, will step in. Curley has walked and scored, singled home a run and scored, and struck out. Scozzari's pitch outside for a ball, 1-0. 1 ball and no strikes to count to Morgan Curley. Scozzari with the 1-0 pitch outside, 2-0. 2 balls and no strikes to count to Scozzari. Line up the 2-1 pitch is a breaking ball in there for a strike, 2-1. Two balls and 1 strike to count to Morgan Curley. 2-1 pitch, low and outside, 3-1. 3 balls and 1 strike to count to Curley. Emily Harris, who has 3 RBIs, waits on deck. Three and 1, the pitch. Strike 2. 3 balls and 2 strikes to count. To Curley. Wind up the payoff pitch. Line foul, still 3 and 2. Three balls and 2 strikes to count holds to Morgan Curley. Ashley Scuzzari. 3-2 pitch. Hit foul again. Late swing, that was the old proverbial fouling it out of the catcher's glove. So 3 and 2, the count remains. Scuzzari with the 3-2 pitch. Chopper to short. France will have to hurry. Throw across is not in time. That'll be a base hit for Curley, her second hit of the game. The chopper right in front of the plate. And France did all she could do. Her throw across was strong.
The shortstop,
but
Emily Harris.
Beating it by half a step was Curley. So she's on at first with 1 out, and here comes Coach Julie Hubner. So they'll have a discussion here. Take a break to ponder the 14-4 hit margin for Young Harris in this game over Tusculum. 2 hits for Curley, 2 hits for Harris, 2 for Shope, 2 for Torres, 2 for Lizardi, and Bingham also with 2 hits. So up and down the lineup, it's been a hit parade for these Mountain Lions in game number 2. Harris reached on a sacrifice in the first, did a 2-run single in the second, and had an RBI single in the third. As Hope played on. So we're back to action. This will be Harris. We're batting with Curley on at first base. Curley just 2 stolen bases this year in 2 attempts. Wind up by Scuzzari, and the pitch is high. This one is hit in the hole, and it's going to be a base hit to left field. Stopping at second is Curley, and Harris has her 3rd hit of the game. And there's runners at first and second with 1 out for Haley Shope. Shope has singled, hit a solo home run, and walked in her 3 plate appearances. Two on with 1 out. Scuzzari's pitch on the outside corner, strike 1. One strike, the count to Shope. Pitch, high, 1-1. 1 ball and 1 strike, the count to Haley Shope. Grace Bodeye waits on deck. One pitch. Drops it in there for a strike, 1-2. 1 ball and 2 strikes to count. To Haley Shope. Scuzzari, 1-2 pitch. Outside, 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes to count to Shope. Shope with 6 home runs now this season, 15 RBIs. 2-2 pitch. Low and in. It gets away from Freischmidt. She can't find it. Now she finally does locate it as the runners move up on the wild pitch. 3-2 the count now to Shope. Helpless feeling for a catcher, not knowing where the ball is, but they were able to direct her to where it had rolled off to. So 3-2 the count. Scuzzari's pitch. High and outside, ball 4, and the bases are loaded. Second time Shope has walked. And the bases are loaded for Grace Bodai. Bodai has grounded out to knock in a run, singled and scored, and flied out.
Second baseman Grace Bodai.
Batting with the bases loaded here in the 5th, as her team thinking about trying to get it to an 8-run lead. The pitch is a strike. This season, Young Harris has had 4 wins and 1 loss in games decided by run rule. That pitch is outside, 1-1, goes to the backstop, but no advance. Tusculum in run rule games this season is 4-2. 1-1 the count to Bodai, the pitch. Line foul down the left side. Off the fence down the left field line. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes to count to Bodai. Scuzzari trying to get out of this jam here in the 5th. Wind up the 1-2 pitch. Chop foul, still 1-2. Curley's on at third. Harris at second, Shope at first. With 1 out in the 5th inning. The 1-2 pitch. Fouled at the plate again, still 1-2. That ball caught, must have bounced off of Bodai. Her teammates are giving her a hard time about it, and Bodai's chuckling as she gets back in the batter's box here with the count of 1 ball and 2 strikes. 1-2 pitch. Line foul again, still 1-2. Bodai has hit 3 home runs this season. 19 runs batted in now. Torres, their top RBI and home run hitter, waits on deck. 1-2 again, the count to Grace Bodai. The pitch, outside, 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, the count to Bodai. The base is loaded. Scuzzari's pitch, change up, popped foul. Hester gives chase, and it's going to be out of play, still 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, the count to Grace Bodai, who's been working hard in this at-bat against Scuzzari. Scuzzari set to pitch to Freischmidt. 2-2 pitch. changeup just missed. It's a full count. Ball started high and then dropped down into the zone, but just inside, and it's 3-2. 3 balls, 2 strikes with 1 out here in the 5th. Nowhere to put her. Scazzari's pitch. Slung in the hole on the right side, it's a base hit. In to score is Carly. And the ball gets past White. Harris is going to score as well. Coming around third is Shope, and she'll score as well, as in at third base is going to be Bodai. It'll be a single and 2 RBIs for Shope as the ball singled into right field, and it just got right on through, and 3-run score. So the ball gets through, so it's a 2-run single for Bodai, and she gets all the way to third on the error. And it's 11-2. And now the Pioneers in a real fix, as at the plate now is Jill Torres, the catcher. She's had a perfect day at the plate, and she takes the pitch for a ball. She walked, singled home a run, and doubled. 11-2, Young Harris here in the 5th, with Bodai over at third base. Pitch, right there for a strike, 1-1. So Pioneers will have to get at least 2 runs in the bottom half of this inning in order to keep it alive for another inning. In there for a strike, it's 1-2 to Torres. 16 hits now for Young Harris. We're in the 5th inning. Pitch, high, 2-2. 2 balls and 2 strikes to count to Torres. Two pitch. Hit past third. That's a base hit down the left field line. In to score is Bodai. And on with an RBI single is Torres, her 2nd RBI of the game. It's 12-2. And now Carly Rigsby, who's 0 for 3.
Third baseman, Carly Rigsby.
She's the only player in the lineup who has not gotten a hit. She'll try and do something here. Zari's pitch, chop foul, 1 strike. 12-4 here in the 5th inning. Zari trying to limit any further damage here. Pitch, take it for a strike, 0-2. Zari came on in the 3rd after Allison Pate gave up the first 5 runs. 6 runs, check that. Scazzari's given up 6 runs in 2 and 3rd innings so far. The 0-2 pitch, cued foul, it's still 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes to count to Rigsby. Scazzari with the 0-2 pitch coming. Looped over third, that's in for a base hit. Battle retrieves it, as stopping at second base is Torres. So Rigsby now in the hit column, as she got it off the end of the bat, but enough to get it over
The center
Johnson
fielder,
into
number
left field
23,
for a base
Kristen
hit.
Lazardi.
th hit of the game for Young Harris, and they've got runners at first and second with one out for Kristen Lazardi, the center fielder. Lazardi has singled and scored, doubled and scored, and grounded out. Low and in the dirt, blocked by Freischman. 1 ball and no strikes to Lazardi. Walters led off the inning by grounding out, then single, single, walk, single, single, single. One ball and no strikes, the count. Pitch on the outside corner, strike one. I believe all the runs in the inning are now earned. There's still one possible unearned run left out on the board. One pitch, low, 2-1. Two balls and one strike to count to Lazardi. Scazzari's pitch, high, 3-1. Three balls and one strike to Kristen Lazardi, the center fielder. Scazzari's 3-1 pitch, high, ball 4. And the bases are now loaded. And the Pioneer infielders will gather up to figure how they're going to combat Bingham, who has a sacrifice and a bunt hit, and also a triple. 2 for 2 officially. So the Pioneers
Now batting the right fielder, number 1, Bingham.
one out with Bingham at the plate. Pitch, strike one. One strike, the count to Michaelin Bingham. Yo, one pitch. Strike, 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes, the count to Bingham. Off the bag, another one that hits the bag, and everybody's going to be safe and the run scores. You might see that once a season. We've seen it 3 times in this game. A ball off a base for a hit. Bingham this time with the single. Scoring the catcher Torres, and it's 13-2.
Walters.
"19 hits, 3 of them off bases. Pitch is low for a ball to Walters as they've batted around. Still only 1 out in the inning. Shope hit one off first base or off third base in the first inning. Pitch is taken for a ball, 2-0. There was another one that was off second base. I can't remember. Should have marked down which one that was. And then this one here by Bingham. 2-0 the count to Walters. Pitch. Hit towards third. That's foul. 2 balls and a strike. 13-2. Young Harris here in the 5th inning. 19 hits. 6 hits in this inning. Right now, Tusculum's objective is just get 2 more outs. 2-1 pitch coming from Scozzari to Walters. Up and in, 3-1. 3 balls and 1 strike to count to Biz Walters. Scozzari with the 3-1 pitch. Strike 2. Three and 2 the count to Walters. Line up and the 3-2 pitch. Chop towards first. Hester has it. Flips to France covering, and all hands are safe. That's an RBI infield single for Walters, as scoring is Rigsby. And it's 14-2. And now we might see some pinch hitters coming up for the Mountain Lions, as with the bat is Savannah Poole. Poole, freshman out of Rome, Georgia.
Pinch hitting for Young Harris, number 5, Savannah Poole.
And this appears to be her first at bat of the season. So she bats with the bases loaded. 14-2. Lead for Young Harris. The pitch. Taken for a strike. 1 strike to count to Savannah Poole. Nothing in 1 the count. That's taken for a ball, 1-1. One ball and 1 strike to count to Savannah Poole. The 1-1 pitch. Taken for a strike, 1-2. One and 2 the count to Poole. Line up at the pitch. Hit foul, still 1-2. So Poole getting a chance here to bat with the bases loaded, and 1 out in the 5th inning. Scozzari's pitch, outside, 2-2. "20 hits in the game for Young Harris. Two pitch coming from Scozzari. Swing and a miss, struck her out on the changeup. And we get another pinch hitter here. This will be Lauren Crow, sophomore out of Cumming, Georgia. Crow is 0 for 10 on the season. So Crow will bat with the bases loaded and 2 outs.
Pinch hitting for Young Harris, number 15, Lauren Crow.
Pioneers Pioneers trying to get his third out. 20 hits in the game for Young Harris is a season high. High, 1 ball, no strikes. Their season high for runs was 16 against Albany State back on February 2nd. Just the 4th time this season that Young Harris has reached double figures in runs. Small consolation to Tusculum, who's been the victim of this outburst. 1-0 pitch. Right there for a strike, 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike the count to Lauren Crow, batting for Harris with the bases loaded. One pitch. Inside corner, strike 2. One ball and 2 strikes to count to Lauren Crow. One-two pitch, hit towards center field. It's in for a base hit. In to score is Lizardi. In to score is Bingham. 2 more runs as Crow gets her first hit of the season and drives in a pair. And it's now 16-2. Oh, brother, what a game for the Pioneers. 8-run inning. Dara Moore will bat. She'll pinch hit for Shope. So, Dara Moore, the batter, she's played a good bit this year. She's made 20 starts. She's a .318 hitter with no home runs, 10 runs batted in.
Pitching for Young Harris, number 10, Dara Moore.
Good news on the tennis courts is the Pioneers men will have a victory over Bluefield State. They've got 1 match remaining, but they've clinched that victory. First pitch to Moore is taken for a strike. Moore, a freshman out of Cairo, whatever you say, Georgia. Everybody says it differently. 1 strike to count to Moore. Scazzeri's pitch, high, 1-1. One ball and 1 strike to count. Pitch, chop foul. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Ball and 2 strikes to count to Darryl Moore. Thirteenth batter to hit this inning for the Mountain Lions. Scazzeri's pitch, swing and a miss, and the tag applied by Freischmidt, and the inning is over. 2 strikeouts in the inning for Scazzeri, but 8 runs in the inning, 8 hits, and 2 left. Middle of the 5th, it's 16-2 Young Harris on the Pioneer Sports Network.
Ready, set, go to Johnson City Toyota, where new Tacomas start at $309 a month with 0 down. Drive the all-new RAV4 for $209 a month or save over $4,000 on Highlander. See more great deals at johnsoncitytoyota.com.
Tusculum University is Tennessee's first university. Established in 1794, Tusculum's beautiful campus is nestled in the foothills of the Great Smoky Mountains. Students from 31 states and 15 countries have found a home here. With nearly 60 areas of study, Tusculum can help you pioneer your path to success. Visit www.tusculum.edu or call 423-636-7300 to discover the Pioneer experience for yourself.
Bottom of the 5th inning, Pioneers will need 7 runs to keep the game alive. As they're down 16-2 heading into the bottom of the 5th inning. Taylor Battle leads off against Dizzy. She struck out twice against her. Game 2 has been all Young Harris. First game was 2-1. And this game has been all Young Harris from the first inning on. Sometimes you just have one of those games, and this is one of them. It's a non-conference game, so nothing hurt there. First pitch is taken for a strike. Dizzy has struck out 8. Hit 2 batters and allowed 4 hits. Pitch. Battle fouls that one away, 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. To Taylor Battle leading off the 5th inning. One 0-2 pitches have taken for a ball, 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. One out here in the 7th, or in the 5th, and Tori West will step to the plate. West lined out in her only at bat.
Now batting number 26, Tori West.
First pitch to West is taken for a strike. West, I believe, is the DP right now. Or is it the OP, whatever? Next pitch is taken for a ball. Ball and a strike, the count to Tori West. Take it for a ball, 2-1. 2 balls and a strike to count to Tori West. Take it for a strike, and it's 2-2. Two balls and 2 strikes to count to Tori West. Pitch. Right back to Dizzy. And that's the second out in the 5th inning. Emily Hester, the last chance for the Pioneers.
The first baseman, number 21, Emily Hester.
Hester has been hit by a pitch and had an RBI single. So Hester batting to try and keep this game alive. Take it for a strike. Outside corner, strike 2. Nothing in 2 to count to Hester. Chop to third. Rigsby has it. Throw across in time. The ball game is over. In 5 innings, it was all Young Harris as they win Game 2 by a score of 16-2. 21 hits in the contest. And we'll have a recap of this one when we come back on the Pioneer Sports Network.
Legendary discounts made Johnson City Toyota #1, and this month our discounts are huge with savings up to $5,600 on new Toyotas. Camrys are discounted up to $3,800, so ready, set, go to Johnson City Toyota and get your savings today.
The first date. Only one chance to make that first impression. Don't worry, this might be new for you, but Ingalls has been there before. From flowers to the freshest ingredients, we have everything you need to put your best foot forward.
I'm so sorry.
Remember, you can't get to happily ever after without once upon a time.
Wow, funny running into
Ingalls, all the ingredients for family.
Back here at Red Emmons Field, where it was all Young Harris in Game 2 of our doubleheader as they win by a score of 16-2 in a game shortened to 5 innings by the 8-run rule. 21 hits in the game for Young Harris as they went up and down the lineup with the hits in game number 2. The Pioneers fall and lose the doubleheader to the Mountain Lions here this afternoon. For Young Harris, they were led at the plate by pretty much everybody. It was a 1 through 9 effort for Young Harris in game number 2 of this doubleheader. They again finished with 21 hits, 5 runs in the second inning, 8 runs in the 5th inning. And that wound up being the story here as Young Harris gets the victory by a score of 16-2. We'll have the final game stats for you here in just a moment. As I can tell you that Louisa Dizzy gets the victory as she went all 5 innings, struck out 9 batters in the game. For Young Harris at the plate, well, where you start at the top of the order, Morgan Curley 2 for 3 with 3 runs scored. Emily Harris 3 for 3 with 2 RBIs. Haley Shope 2 for 2 with a homer, 2 RBIs. Grace Bottai 2 for 4 with 3 RBIs. Jill Torres 3 for 3 with 2 RBIs. Carly Rigsby 1 for 4 with a run scored. Kristen Lizardi 2 for 3 with 3 runs scored. Michaelin Bingham 3 for 3 with 2 RBIs. Biz Walters 2 for 3 with 2 runs scored. For Tusculum, they got both their runs in the 3rd inning on RBI singles by Emily Hester and Anna Alloway. Also hits for Ashley Scozzari and Brittany France in the ballgame. Young Harris, 16 runs, 21 hits, no errors. They left 8. For Tusculum, 2 runs, 4 hits, 2 errors. They left 4. The winning pitcher, Louisa Dizzy, she's 5-5. Allison Pate takes the loss. She drops to 5-5 as well. By the time the game was 2 hours and 3 minutes. Ashley Scozzari pitched 3 innings of relief and threw 109 pitches in 3 innings. As Pate takes the loss, as she went 2 innings. Dizzy threw 65 pitches in 5 innings, struck out 9, didn't walk a batter. As Young Harris gets the win to improve to 23-13, Tusculum drops to 17-13 with the doubleheader loss. The next games for the Pioneers will be on Tuesday at Carson Newman beginning at 2 o'clock for the doubleheader. The next home softball doubleheader, our next home broadcast, will be on next Sunday, April the 7th against Limestone beginning at 2 o'clock here at Red Emmons Field. We hope you can join us for that doubleheader. For our producer today, Nick Forsberg, I'm Jim Miller. Highlights of today's games will be posted on our webpage through our webpage at TusculumPioneers.com, on our YouTube page, Tusculum Athletics. You can check out all the highlights of today's games. Once again, your final scores today: Young Harris wins the opener 2-1, and they win Game 2 16-2. Have a great evening, everybody, on the Pioneer Sports Network.